Let's look at debugging. In this section, I'll show you how to find and fix bugs in your program. Let us revisit the multiply function we used earlier. And I want you to use this multiply function that we used earlier. So you define multiply. Then the arguments is the one that we had unlimited number of argument parameters. Just we had this inside. Now I want us to add some statements. The two statements that I want us to add there is print start, print multiply 4, 5, 6. Then you define, so that's the same program. I'm going to deliberately create an indent at the return statement so that instead of returning 6, it returns 1. It returns 1. So, so we'll use a technique called debugging to find this error. So I want us to run this program first, the way it is. So when you have this, when you run this program, we get start, then 4, start, then 4. So we'll use a technique called debugging to find this error. So we'll open the debugging panel. The debugging panel is the one with crossed bug in the VS Code, and I'll show you that. So this is the debugging, run and debug. That is the run and debug. That is the debugging panel, this one here. So you click this, then we continue. So close that file because you can always find it at the file menu. So you close that, then go to the Python current file, and then look at the debugging configuration. It's commonly used when working with large files. For example, Python Django is used to configure web application build using Python. For the current task, we choose Python, the current file with integrated terminal. In order to debug, we need to create a breakpoint in our statement. Go to the end of the print, that is start, and press F9 in order to insert a breakpoint. Then we press F5 in order to return the program up to that point. You can see that the program runs up to that point by looking at the highlighted line, and I'll show you that. So in order to debug, we need to create a breakpoint in our statement. Go to the end of print, that's start, and then press F9 in order to insert a breakpoint. Then we press F5 in order to run the program up to that point. You can see that the program runs up to that point by looking at the highlighted line. We can then run the program line by line and see what happens at runtime. You can press F10 in order to see the execution of the program line by. I want you to try that. You can move from one line to another as you press F10. In order to step to the next line of code, you press F11. As you press F10, you will see that there is no loop. The function will not execute.